And what's up, guys? It's Derek again, back with another video for you today. Today's topic I wanted to cover is the one thing that's really going to catapult your guys' success in any kind of purposeful hobby, passion, anything you guys are doing. And that one thing, guys, is going to be clarity. So, specifically to relate it to music, because that's what this page is. So, for example, me playing drums, the clearer you can get in a goal you're setting or something you're trying to accomplish, the more likely you are to accomplish that goal. So what do I mean by that? So for drums, let's say, I just want to play a festival, okay? So what does that look like? That's very broad, that's very general, that's not descriptive at all, okay? So that could just be like a festival in my backyard or, some Philly festival on South Street, you know what I mean? Just not very particular, not very specific. So the clearer I get in defining that, the clarity in that it's crystal clear, painting a clear story of what that looks like, let's say by 2024, I want to have played an international tour in which I've toured the UK and parts of Asia, so on and so forth, right? So there's a little more definitive properties of what that would look like, okay? There's a year there, there's the atmosphere of what that looks like, specifics on, the type of festivals or, places I'm playing, right? And, there's still work for me to do there as to where exactly I'm going with that and goal setting, which I'll talk about sometime as well. But ultimately, the clearer you get in setting those goals and having that purpose, you're setting the train tracks backwards per se. The more the puzzle pieces start to come together as to what you need to do to get there. And a huge thing in that too, and compelling you forward to continue doing that process, is also your why. So clarity in your why, guys. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Why is it important to you? So again, to make this personal with drumming, right? So I mean, a huge reason as to why I started playing the drums in the first place is because of my dad, right? So he's been playing for over 30, 35 years now and always wanted a drummer in the family. I have an older brother that took up saxophone, so, it was up to me to carry the torch, right? So, and of course, I ended up falling in love with it, and I just wanted to make a career out of it, but that is what started me, got me on the path, and is a huge part of my why as to why I continue doing what I'm doing. And likewise, too, I believe we should have a goal larger than us, involve more than just us, more than just like the money or the career or the hype behind it. And I really want to create something that's gonna be left behind per se. So what do I mean by that? Like, for example, John Bonham is really well known for the triplet feel with his kick drum, right? Like, that's something iconic where you hear that music and, you know, it's like, oh, John Bonham started doing that, right? Or Buddy Rich, right? Just known for being a crazy fast player, like crazy chops, just over the top, right? And that's something where, they're still remembered years after they've left the earth, you know what I mean? And I think something like that is just so cool. So I mean, I have some mentors that their goal is to mentor a certain amount of millionaires, create that, right? So when you just have that vision and that goal of something that's larger than life, bigger than just yourself, the why behind it and what you're creating is just, it compels you forward. It keeps you on track. It keeps you on your mission into what you're doing and why you're doing it, excuse me. So that's just a huge part. And what it is, guys, really is you just have to take the time for yourself, right? Because everyone's journey looks different. Everyone's goals and dreams, they're different from one another. And that's, what makes every dream awesome, right? Someone that wants to play festivals or be a touring musician, the guy next to them may just want to be a session drummer, and X, Y, and Z. And none of them is right or wrong. It's just you figured out what best resonates with you. And you're better able to do that. You just feel more in tune with it. You just enjoy doing it better. There's that saying where if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. So it's really up to you to just find out what you're doing, why you're doing it, and there's always detours and certain things you got to do to make stuff happen, and that's just, a part of the process. It's the trials and tribulations that comes with what you're doing, but altogether you just got to have that bigger picture in mind and know what you're working towards. So to make it more practical for you guys, what it really looks like is, every couple of months I just sit down with a pen and paper, write down, first of all, where I'm at, the subscribers I have, where I'm at in my playing, technique wise, who I'm playing with, stuff like that. And then I write where I want to be and compare it. And you have to be very real with yourself, right? And it just gives you that reality. It puts you in perspective of where you are and where you have to go. So, I would encourage doing this kind of planning, every few months or so, because one, goals always can change slightly as you age, as you discover different stuff, as you find various hobbies that, you may want to do and pursue and whatnot. But ultimately, it just really gives you those guidelines, gives you that picture, right? To just make sure you're on track with what you're doing and knowing you're working towards something. So that's really all for this week, guys. Hope that was helpful for you. Start using it. I definitely believe you're going to start to be more empowered to do whatever it is that you're doing, and definitely be more passionate about it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate it. And till next time.